Have you ever wondered why some people are so rich while others are barely able to get by? What's the secret behind their success? In today's fast-paced world, making good money doesn't seem as difficult as it used to be, but some people just seem to have more than they could possibly spend while others struggle to make ends meet. It turns out there is one thing that separates the winners from the losers: their money habits. Money is not wealth. Money is a tool and nothing more. We don't value money for its own sake, but because of what it can get us: clothes, shoes, food, movies, and tickets to football games. But wealth is much more than just material items. It's also an experience that brings meaning and happiness to our lives. Remember, having lots of stuff you don't use won't make you rich. Sharing time with friends and family will. To build wealth, true riches, make sure you have an emergency fund in place, at least 3 months' worth, before setting your sights on other financial goals. Only then should you begin saving for retirement, or even paying off debt. You'll be able to sleep better at night knowing that you have a financial cushion if something goes wrong. Once those steps are taken care of, start looking at investments like stocks or bonds as another way to boost your assets. Living above your means leads to debt. If you make $10,000 a month but spend $15,000 on your lifestyle, you're going to get poorer. Making sure that you live below your means is fundamental to building wealth and staying out of debt. It's important to realize how much income you actually need in order to live comfortably. If your expenses are greater than your income, then it's impossible for you to build any wealth at all. To protect yourself from financial ruin, and ultimately getting poorer, it's critical that you understand how living below your means protects both your current assets and future earnings from disappearing into unnecessary debt. Stop taking money advice from those who don't practice what they preach. Just because someone else has made it financially doesn't mean they know anything about money. Don't take advice from people with large spending habits or lots of credit card debt. If they could change their own lives, they already would have. Financial literacy isn't taught enough in schools. Our schools focus on algebra and English comprehension rather than teaching our children how to manage money properly. A solid understanding of personal finance could go a long way toward helping people avoid costly mistakes, both emotional and fiscal, later in life. Saving will make you rich. While it might seem counterintuitive, saving money is a powerful way to grow your wealth. Some of history's richest people lived frugal lifestyles and often got rich by investing rather than spending. No matter what you're earning, always try to save a portion of your income in a 401k or similar retirement account. You may not notice when you make small cuts like giving up one pricey latte per week, but they will add up. And while saving 20% or more of your income is ideal, even saving as little as 10% has its benefits. For example, if you contribute $100 each month to a Roth IRA at age 30 and earn 7% annually on average over 45 years, assuming an early withdrawal penalty of 5%, that $100 investment would be worth nearly $90,000 at age 65. That's nothing to scoff at. If you want advice on finding ways to sock away savings for short-term goals such as vacations or home improvements, check out some general tips on budgeting here. Still, wondering how saving can help get your financial house in order? Check out our explanation here. Investing early on builds wealth. Here's a truth many people don't like to admit: saving early and often is a very powerful way to accumulate wealth. Begin when you start your first job and make it a habit of putting aside 10% or more of your earnings every month. You can then invest those savings in low-risk options, such as stocks that pay dividends. After just 5 years, you'll have over $37,000, enough for almost 2 down payments on an average home. As time goes on, you can tinker with your investment strategy and begin taking more risks. Hopefully. Eventually, some of those investments may even make you wealthy. Many investors work hard their whole lives only to retire broke. By investing early, you can ensure that doesn't happen to you. If you wait until later in life before getting serious about investing, you run a higher risk of never reaching your financial goals at all. 4 things experts say people don't know about money. When I talk with friends who are struggling financially, they tend not to ask me anything specific about money. Instead, they ask questions like these: am I doing something wrong? What did I do wrong? Why did everything turn out so badly? What happened to my plans? Why didn't things go according to plan? Can someone else tell me what I should do now? These types of questions certainly deserve answers. Work smart, not hard. One reason poor people stay poor and middle-class people stay middle-class is because they're smart in their own way, but not necessarily in ways that will make them rich. You see, what I've found is that most folks spend their days doing work that brings no benefit to them whatsoever. Their work might be emotionally satisfying or give them a sense of self-worth, but it doesn't bring any financial reward. In fact, a lot of these things are traps, things you might think will make you richer but really don't. You must evaluate your goals and remove anything from your life that doesn't have a benefit for you or your finances, otherwise, you're working for nothing. Don't give up on high school. It's hard to make a lot of money without at least a high school diploma, according to Bureau of Labor Statistics data. In 2013, around 11% of people aged 25 and older who didn't graduate from high school had incomes exceeding $50,000 per year. But 60% of people with bachelor's degrees or higher earned 6-figure salaries. There are exceptions. Bill Gates was famously expelled from Harvard University before going on to found Microsoft, but he is definitely not a typical example. If you want to get rich in today's America, it pays to stick it out through graduation day, at least as far as high school goes, and many countries have college attendance rates that are even lower than ours. Going back to school pays off. Getting an advanced degree is almost always worth it. Not only does it set you up for a larger paycheck, but if you go back to school and get a higher degree, you will also likely be able to qualify for better jobs in your field or expand your opportunities in other ways. Those who earn professional certifications are usually paid more as well. If you're having trouble getting by financially with your current job, consider returning to school or obtaining a certification as a way to move up in your field and make more money. Even one night of schooling can give you new skills that translate into better pay. For example, learning how to fix small problems around your house can help you pick up some side work from friends and neighbors once you graduate. Job hopping isn't beneficial. Most people assume that quitting their jobs early on will lead them down a path of success. However, doing so might actually put an individual at a disadvantage when looking for future employment. Since employers tend to see candidates who stick around longer as being more trustworthy than those who jump from company to company without any commitment, those who hop from position to position might find themselves struggling to secure steady employment in their chosen fields. Staying in college longer works wonders. It's a given that longer schooling equals higher earnings. But here's something that often gets overlooked: the more education you get, and the faster you finish, will also likely make you more money. One key reason: you likely end up with an advanced degree, for example, master's or doctoral degrees, that pays significantly more than a bachelor's degree only. If you can increase your college years by 1 year, it could mean an extra $20,000 in your lifetime earnings, and even greater if you focus on getting a higher degree. And don't forget that graduating in 4 years is easier to do when classes are spread out over a longer period of time. Borrow only when you have no other choice. Sure, it's tempting to borrow money when you can, but borrowing can really do a number on your cash flow and take a big chunk out of your retirement savings. Borrowing takes away your financial freedom, because you have to pay back what you owe, with interest. And that interest adds up fast over time. If you absolutely need to borrow money for some reason, be sure to calculate how much interest you'll be paying back and if it's worth it in order to maintain your standard of living. If borrowing costs too much, try living more frugally instead. Your future self will thank you. This is an action item only thing based on those descriptions above, other than a mini bio. Not necessarily an exclusive point. Can make sense for multiple points or tie into other things by themselves. Same idea with each next one. Also, there are 5 paragraphs, so please use all of them as possible and consider writing content that flows naturally from paragraph to paragraph as well. Make 'em say what? Wow. I wrote these just now, so no promises about grammar or perfect wording. I'm exhausted. You may want to reword some stuff yourself as well, depending on if my ideas don't fit right with yours or whatever else you're thinking. So work with me here on that part at least. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more informative content daily. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to ask in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to share. Thanks for watching.